So I'm curious, just based on what you're seeing with the pandemic, and we're seeing a lot of things like the Me Too movement and big shifts in the divine feminine. Do you think that this will, I mean, you said it was accelerating it, but do you think that we're gonna do like a big jump and get into the circle a lot faster than, I mean, we've been in diamond forever. It feels like we've been there for 40
Really,
years.
if you look back over the whole of history, we've been in diamond for a blink. I mean, we, as a civilization, we spent hundreds and hundreds of years at radial and at pyramid, and less time at square, and even less time at diamond. So if you look at the kind of trajectory, it was always going to speed up now.
Oh, well, that's
Yeah,
fantastic.
we'll probably see this shift happening, and maybe around, I'm anticipating around 2045 to 2050 will be when, in various parts of the world, we are already here where we're living in a community that's at circle. There are pockets there, and it won't be that the entire planet will go chunk. It'll be like, there's like seed crystals. Like, we're in a community that's exempling this, and people are being drawn from around the world to be here, to live in this environment and to live in this energy. You're seeing other communities, Findhorn and Daminhur and other places around the world that are really embodying a more expanded consciousness as a community. What's going to happen is the people that come and visit those communities will kind of be attuned to that, to take back to where they're living. And it'll be as if these seed crystals just start to grow and expand across the planet until they eventually just all start to touch and knit. So it won't be like everybody will just go ka-chunk all at once. It'll be an organic process until we just reach a tipping point.
Which is the same that's happened at every point during history. I mean, if you think of the Renaissance, you know, and the Enlightenment was the emergence of the thinkers at diamond in a time when the world was very much pyramid and square, and you started to have all these original thinkers who started to see the world so differently. That was the Enlightenment, but they were miles ahead of their time. You know, since the 60s, we've had a lot of people at circle who are miles ahead of their time. And as we progress as a culture to circle, there'll be so many people at spiral and toroid who will be miles ahead of their time. There's always people ahead of their time. There's always people that are behind the curve, but the vast majority of people are always hanging around the middle where the culture is. And at the moment, the culture is, you know, in some countries still at square, in most parts of the Western world are at diamond. And so that's where the vast majority of people you're going to meet are going to be. So if you yourself are not at square or diamond, if you're at a different terrain, let's say someone listening is at circle, the connection-based terrain, or you're at spiral, the coherence-based terrain, and you're very much sensing yourself as an energetic being, and you're always listening for how can I come into alignment in each moment. I'm sure a lot of your listeners are probably at this terrain, maybe at diamond, maybe at circle, maybe at spiral. And, you know, if they're at spiral, they're coming from a very different relationship to reality than the mainstream, because someone at spiral is very much about taking self-responsibility for their vibration in every moment, and always checking in to see if they're in alignment on all levels of their being. And they're very much about resonance and frequency, and what's resonating with me in this moment, and all their decisions are based from that place. And they're very aware that they're creating their reality from the inside out. So they're very mindful of their thoughts and always doing shadow work and forgiveness work and looking very deeply. And if you're at spiral and you're living in a world that's at diamond, and perhaps your local community is square and your parents are at square and your community church is at square, it's not so easy to fit in and to feel understood and to feel seen. And so one of the things that we've become progressively excited about as we've gone out with this work and met so many people who are not at the prevailing terrain, who are at circle or spiral or toroid, is the possibility of connecting them with each other. We're actually in the process of building an online community so that when someone does our quiz, if they find out they're at circle or at spiral or at toroid, and they don't really know anyone else who's at the same terrain as them, who really gets them, they'll have the chance to meet other people around the world who are, so at least they'll have some people in their life who they can really click with. And we feel that's really important, because it's so important to feel understood and to feel really met, to feel really seen in this world.
Well, and I think that it probably helps you grow and expand and learn.